Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat, and today I am showing you my brand new wig that I just got. I got it yesterday and I really wanted to film with it. I just feel like such a princess in this wig and I'm just in love with it so much. In Japan, I used to have darker brown hair than this. It was called espresso and it was straight and it only went to here. So this one is quite a bit longer than any wig I've ever had before and any hair length I've ever had before because I always played sports in the past, but now, you know, I'm a stay-at-home editor and I can have long hair and I just feel like an absolute princess. But that is not what today's video is about. Today is about Fortnight Frights. So it was created by Seji, who runs the Artisan Geek, and it is a fortnight, which means 2-week readathon, and there's a bingo board, which I will put here. And so far this month, I have been crushing it with reading. I have read 13 books so far in 15 days. I'm just like smashing it and I love everything I'm reading. So I decided to throw out my old Fortnight Frights TBR where I was just going to try to do one bingo, like 4 squares, I think. And instead, I'm gonna try and do the entire bingo board. I'm gonna go for it. So I have the books that I'm gonna read and I'm gonna share them with you right now. So let's get into it. So for the Indigenous Author Challenge, I am going to read The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. This one is super highly regarded on BookTube and everyone has been recommending it to me. People who I really trust have loved it, so I cannot wait to read this. It is following 2 men who, when they were young boys, went hunting on a part of land that they weren't supposed to. It was protected land, and then later, as adults, they are being hunted down by a creature from the land, I believe. And I think it's a bison. I don't know, I'm kind of, ever since The Devil in Silver by Victor Laval, I have been kind of freaked out by bison. Bison people, bison spirits, bison devils, like... Bison are scary, apparently. Next up is to read a disabled character or author, and for this one, it matches both of those things. So this is Storm and Fury by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I am a huge Jennifer L. Armentrout fan. If you don't know her, you should. She does amazing mashups, usually of fantasy and romance. It is so good. Her sex scenes and her sexual tension is the best, and her character development is amazing, and her world building is next level. So I'm a huge fan of hers, and this one is following a young woman who is slowly going blind, and she is being protected by this gargoyle shapeshifter who is protecting her because she has a special power that draws demons to her, and they want to like kill her and eat her to get her power. So not only is the main character going blind, and also if you don't know, Jennifer Armentrout has retinitis pigmentosa, which is a group of rare genetic disorders that involve a breakdown and death of cells in the retina, eventually resulting in loss of vision among other complications. Due to this diagnosis, educating people on the varying degrees of blindness has become a passion of hers. So that's why I think that this book will be an amazing book to read, because it's obviously something that the author is dealing with and it probably scares the crap out of her. So I can only imagine the level of accuracy and, I guess, frighteningness that going blind in a world full of demons and gargoyle shifters would be like. Plus, she writes some damn good sex scenes, so I cannot wait to read this one. Next is to read a Black or African author, and for this one, I saw on my Kindle and I was like, oh my god, that cover is so gorgeous and I need to read this book. So this is Lore and Lust by Karla, Nikole, who is a Black author. So this is the slow burn vampire romance you didn't know you needed. So it says, Haruko Hirano is alive but not quite living, surviving but not thriving. As an elite purebred vampire in the 21st century, he is broken, content in his subpar existence. He's done with life, but life isn't finished with him. When he receives a formal request to oversee an antiquated vampire ritual, he begrudgingly leaves his home and meets another purebred. The vampire is not what he expects. Truly, he is unlike any vampire he has ever encountered. Cautious, innocent, and with the warmth and gravitational pull of the sun. Okay, slow burn, vampire romance by a Black author with this cover. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I need this in my life, and I'm so glad that it fit for one of the prompts. So the next book checks off 2 challenges, and it is an Asian author and a horror comic. So this is Girl from the Other Side by Nagabe, who is a Japanese author. And this follows a world where there are insiders and outsiders. Insiders are being protected and keeping their humanity from the outsiders, who are humans who are infected by this curse, and they slowly turn into beasts. And we follow a young girl who was abandoned in the forest, and she is being taken care of by a beast. And the beast is very careful not to touch her, and he really cares for her and takes care of her. And I have already read the first 4 volumes, so I'm not going to say anything else other than that, but the story goes much, much farther than that. And it definitely has made me cry, and I really love the illustration style. I think it's just creepy and adorable at the same time. So I will be reading volume 5 for this. And the next one also ticks off 2 challenges. It is to read a Gothic novel by a person of color and to read a green cover. And I don't think I need to talk about this. This is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. Everyone has told me to read this, and I'm really hesitant. And then I saw on Instagram that Tal was also in the same boat as me. Everyone's like, you should read it. And they're like, I don't know if I want to. So we decided to take the plunge together and we're gonna buddy read this and see if it's our cup of tea or if we were originally right and shouldn't have picked it up. So the next book checks off 4 challenges. So this is the one that I will absolutely be getting to, definitely. This is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. So this checks off undead character, Latinx author, LGBT+Q author, as well as a dark fantasy. So this is following Yadriel, who is struggling because his family doesn't accept his gender. And so to prove himself, he's going to resurrect a ghost and solve the murder of his cousin. Instead, he resurrects the recently deceased bad boy from his school, and they're gonna set out together to find out who killed him and why, because the bad boy refuses to die until they figure out what happened. So obviously this sounds amazing. It has super high ratings from everyone. It's 4.5 on Goodreads. So I suspect this will be absolutely wonderful, and I cannot wait to read it. So the next thing ticks off 2 challenges, and this is a short story and also pre-1960 publication. And that is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So this is quite short. I believe it's just 100 pages, so it counts for short story and published pre-1960. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about is also published pre-1960, so they both work for the prompt. However, it fulfills the last 3 prompts, which are mainland Europe, translated, and a poem. So I'm going to read The Flowers of Evil by Charles Baudelaire, who is a French poet, or was a French poet, I should say. So he was quite controversial in his time because he wrote a lot about sapphic love, orgies, different things that people didn't like to talk about at that time, such as death and demons, and he was considered a satanic poet. So I don't know if that's true, but I'm very intrigued. When I was researching his writings, it said like when people come over, he would show them books and pretend that he had skinned his father and that the books were his father's skin. And other times he like jokingly was telling people that they should take naked baths with him. Like, I'm just very intrigued. Like, there's a lot of chaotic, very intriguing energy from Charles Baudelaire, and I've never read him before, and I've honestly never heard of him before, so maybe that's my bad. But if you've heard of him before and you think he's worth reading, let me know. But I'm planning to read the poems that are usually in the Flowers of Evil like bind up, and yeah, I will let you know about that. And that finishes up my TBR for Fortnight Frights. I am really, really looking forward to it. I think that I love the diverse and very thoughtful prompts because that's something that I'm also very interested in, and I feel like it's really worth promoting a diverse range of voices and experiences. And yeah, I'm just having an amazing reading month. Right after this, I'm gonna film my wrap up so far for October. Like I've said, I've read 13 books in 15 days, so it's gonna be a whopper of a wrap up. But that will be up Monday. This is gonna go up whenever you're viewing it. And I look forward to chatting to you in another video soon. Bye.